Welcome back, dears. Today we've got ratios and rates. So let's see what are the differences. For ratios, what is the definition? It says that it's a comparison of two quantities using division. So for example, in a class we've got 15 girls and 12 boys. The ratio of girls to boys it's 15 to 12. I can write it like this, or I can write it as 15 over 12, or I can write it by using the colon 15 to 12. Okay, so this is an example of ratio with same types. What about equivalent ratios? So equivalent ratios, when in the exam they asked you find three equivalent ratios, we draw three rectangles for the fractions. Okay, just to know we've got three fractions. What do we do? The 15 over 12, I try to change it to simplest form. So I ask myself, is 15 over 12 simplest form? No. Of course, the answer is no. Why? Because 15 and 12, both of them are multiples of 3. So I divide them by 3. When I divide them by 3, I will get how much? I will get 5 out of 4. So 5 out of 4 is one of the fractions that we get. That's 1. The second part is that I write the 15 over 12 again. Okay, the 15 over 12 that we have here. Let's erase it. The first question was 15 over 12. I multiplied by any number I like. Usually some students, they multiply by 2 because they think it's the easiest number. So 2 times 15, I will get 30. And 2 times 12, I will get 24. That's another equivalent ratio. For the third one, what do we do? For the third one, I would multiply by 5 or by 10. Some students will say, what about by, let's say, 3, by 1000? As you like, any number you like, but be careful, you gotta multiply by both terms. So 15 times 10, you're only gonna put the 0 back, which is 150, and 12 times 10 is 120, and that's my three equivalent ratios. Now about rate, it compares two quantities that have got different unit of measure. So rate, different unit of measure. For example, I'm talking about the price and liter. Let's have an example. Okay, let's say in a market. In the market says 5 apples, okay, are by $2. 5 apples are by $2. What if I say I want one apple? One apple is by how much? So to answer this question, okay, what do we do? It's by how much dollar? Okay, how much do you pay? I have to draw a table, okay? I have to draw a small cute table just to have the data in front of myself. So that's for apple, and the other one it's for dollar, okay? Apple and dollar. 5 apples by $2, 1 apple by how much? I don't know. So the question I ask is that the 5 became 1. If I have a number that's big, it becomes small. I have to say that it's division, okay? So 5 divided by what number gives me 1? 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. And here also I do the same thing. I say 2 divided by 5 gives me what number? I always do this. Be careful, dear students, okay? If the number is big, becomes small, I'm doing division. If the number is small, becoming big, I have to do what? I have to do multiplication. So 2 divided by 5, I have to do long division, always the first number, okay? The dividend goes inside and divisor go outside. So 2 is inside, 5 is outside. I have 0, then point, then 0, which is 0.4. So it's by 0.4 cent or 40 cent, okay? $0.4. This is how we answer these type of questions.